Good afternoon, Canaan kids and families. Hope you guys are all doing great. Had a great week and looking forward to the weekend. And just coming to you this afternoon, sharing with you our Wednesday's Gone Wacky lesson that we had this past Wednesday night. And hopefully you can join us for Wednesday's Gone Wacky every Wednesday night from 6 to 7 o'clock here in the Children's Building. But our verse for the month of October is Exodus chapter 14, verses 13 and 14, which talks about, "And Moses said to the people, Fear not, stand firm, and see the salvation of the Lord, which he will work for you today. For the Egyptians whom you see today, you shall never see again. The Lord will fight for you, and you have only to be silent." So we've been talking about that verse, been talking about how we can stay strong in the Lord and that we need to fear not, stand firm, and see the Lord at work. And so we continue to talk about that, especially we talk about our missionaries, is our missionaries on the ground are standing strong and standing firm. They're fearing not, they're standing firm, and they're seeing how the Lord is mighty at work, even during this midst of a pandemic. We talked about last night a crisis worker. A crisis worker are those who help others during disasters and lead communities to be better places to live for their family and their children. And Pacific crisis workers we're talking about the crisis worker in Asia. And Asia is the largest continent, and also has the most people. And our missionaries we talked about were Jim and Stacy Landry, and they serve in Asia. Asia is just like us. Many families live there with children, and they work hard for what they do. But there's also the thing is they don't have to go to school. Mainly the kids, if they do go to school, they learn everything from their parents, from what they know, or work in the fields and work jobs. And so education's not a top priority. And so there's also a language difference between Landry family and Asia. For example, the languages in Asia, Asian languages are known as Tun languages. Tun languages. And these languages are a couple we looked at last night were Vietnamese, Thai, and Mandarin Chinese. And for example, when the Landry family goes and serves in Asia, they have to learn to speak the language where they're serving at. Here in America, Coke means Coke. Diet Coke means Diet Coke. Sprite means Sprite. Doctor means doctor. Hamburger means hamburger. Well, when Landry family's there, they had to learn to say, if you don't say it properly, you might end up with something you might not want. For example, if you order a hamburger, if you don't say it right in that language, you might end up with dog or dog food or something you really don't think or want, actually, which you don't really mean. So these are the languages, and our missionaries have to learn the language before they go to the country. I shared with the children last night, when I went to Africa, in Mozambique, Africa, the language over there is Shangang. Well, there's no Rosetta Stone for Shangang language. And so we had to learn it while we're there. People send us videos to help us train us to try to say the language. It's still hard to say, but you have to learn. You have to be able to communicate with people, because sometimes you're not always going to get an interpreter with you. And so if you're going to be a missionary, you got to learn the language of the people. It might not sound exactly like them because we have a little southern accent on us, but we had to learn the language of where the people are. And so we talked about that last night. We also shared about online crisis workers, and online crisis workers help provide education. Our kids here, and I share with the kids that they are able to have education. A laptop or a tablet or technology was provided for them, and they're able to get their education online or virtual, be it done virtual by the schools providing the information. Well, our kids in Asia, they were able to get education because our missionaries were able to provide laptops or tablets to these children. And guess what? They're being taught. But how do you think they're being taught? Well, they're being taught by people in the United States. There's some teachers that teach the kids in Asia through a laptop or tablet, teaching them English, numbers, counting, reading, and all that just from a tablet. And they do this training. Since they're not able to go to school, they do this training online and virtual. And here we are, we thought we just learned something new virtual just because the pandemic struck our country. We had to do it virtual instead of face-to-face. But the kids over in Asia, they're learning to do it virtual anyways. Whether, for example, when the teacher's teaching them online, it might be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning here in the States. But over there in Asia, it could be the next day in the afternoon, bright and sunny. But we have missionaries serving, teaching these kids in Asia, and the crisis workers were able to provide laptops and training for these kids to teach them in school. So as I shared with the kids last night, it's a blessing they were able to have virtual school and learning it. But some kids never had school at all. Sometime we'll be able to go have school full time, be face to face. But the kids in Asia are not able to, so they're learning virtually. And we think it's hard and everything, but think about it, they got to do it all the time in virtual, and they're able to finally have school. So think of a blessing that we even able to have school, whether it's virtually or in person. We also talk about ask the kids if they know what association is. And like I shared with the kids, is the association is a group of local churches that work together to live out the Great Commission. For example, the Bessemer Baptist Association is compiled a group of churches that work together to fulfill the Great Commission. And one thing we pointed out to that is all the churches in the Bessemer Baptist Association were able to have a disaster relief team that goes out and works a shower trailer, chainsaw crew, cleanup crew, demolition crew, wherever it is. We put all of our funds together as an association, work together to fulfill the Great Commission and go out and help with disaster relief or other areas like that. So we shared about that as well. And so that's what we learned about this past Wednesday night for Wednesdays Gone Wacky as we continue to learn and study about missions. And so hopefully you can join us for Wednesdays Gone Wacky. We continue to learn about missions. We also worked on another mission project I'll be delivering this afternoon. Is we made a goodie basket, a small one for the doctors and nurses at the UAB ER freestanding unit, which is down the next exit from our church. I'll be dropping off, just giving those cards of encouragement for those frontline workers, essential workers that have been working during this time. Just a little pick me up for them. And then also we're going to present our goodie basket and cars to the Bessemer Police Department. They'll be coming to us here at Canaan Baptist Church on next Wednesday. So hope you make plans to join us for that. Hope you guys all have a great week and a great rest of your week. And I will see you guys soon. See you later. See you Sunday. Bye.